It's Chux Moranin here with the film breakdown and evaluation of Alabama running back Brian Robinson Jr. Robinson measured in at the NFL Combine at 6 feet 2 inches tall, 225 pounds, with 31 and 7/8 inch arms and 9 and 3/4 inch hands. As you can assume by Robinson's size and build, he's got great strength. You're going to see on this play against Ole Miss, he's contacted right there. And look how far he's going to drag all these defenders. He gets the first down and then some. That is really, really great strength, that leg drive to just push that pile forward. Here's another example of Robinson's strength later in the same game, but I also want you to look at his contact balance and how good it is. Notice where all these defenders are trying to attack him. It's to his upper body, and that's not going to get the job done against Robinson. You know, a lot of times, especially when he gets going downhill, so when he gets north and south and gets that forward momentum going, it's tough to bring him down, especially when he's coming at you. And so if you're a defender and you're trying to come at him high, that's not going to work. As you see, that defender not going to be able to get him down. You've got this defender who's trying to wrap him up. He's now down to his midsection. You've got this one coming at him high. Like, that's not going to work. All these defenders, 4 defenders to bring Robinson down. If he's coming downhill north-south at you, you've got to try to get him low, because trying to tackle him high is not going to work. What I really like about Robinson is he's not your typical or average power back. He's got really light feet. He's very agile, and he can move. And I want you to see here, he's going to show he's a one-cut type of runner. So as he presses outside, look at these 2 defenders. He's going to make them miss by sticking his foot in the ground, getting north-south. And that burst to get north-south and into the second level is pretty good, as you see here. And look at him into the second level, into the third level. So Robinson, he can move quite a bit. He's not a plotter by any means. He's quick, he's agile, especially for his size, and he can move. Now, I do like Robinson as a receiver already, and of course, there's room for improvement. He does flash really good hands, but there are times when his technique could be a little bit better. I think he does show some uncomfortability catching away from his body, and he does show some signs like here where it doesn't always look natural, so he bobbles that. Now after the catch, it's really good. Look at that. That's pretty good burst to get good gain. But again, as a receiver, there are times when he just doesn't always look comfortable catching the ball. Now here's another example of why I question his receiving ability just a little bit. He's going to run sort of an angle route here. And then I want you to see, if you're a good receiver, you're extending your hands and catching this overhand. Okay, you're putting your palms out toward the ball and you're catching it with your hands outside of your frame. But look what Robinson does here. He's going to catch it underhand and cradle it close to his body. So something like that, I want to see him show that he's more comfortable at extending outside of his frame to get this ball. It's nitpicking a little bit, and he does show other reps where he does it pretty well, but I want to see it more consistently. I like Robinson as a gap scheme runner, and you're going to see on this play, the left guard's going to pull here. Look at the path and the patience by Robinson to set this up, but then also he's going to see this cutback lane right here. So patience, good footwork here, get north-south, and then look at him lower the shoulder on this linebacker. Look at that power, dragging for a couple more yards. Good execution here by Robinson. Robinson's already a pretty decent pass protector. He could use some work in terms of hand placement, hand usage, but a lot of running backs need work in that department. But I really like Robinson's tenacity, his aggressiveness in pass protection, his will and his want. Look at this rep here. He's going to get low, and I like that because Robinson's a tall running back. But look at him lower his hips, lower his shoulders, and get really good leverage against the oncoming defender. Gets a shoulder into him, and provides a really good block here for his quarterback. And this play actually does lead to a touchdown. So really good pass protection here. Blitz pickup by Robinson. And because of it, Alabama scores a TD. Here's a neat run by Robinson against Tennessee. And I like his footwork. He's very springy. Look at his footwork here. Look at the feet move. He's light on his feet. I'm going to rewind it. Look at just the bounce. And then look at how to get to the sideline and to avoid this tackler, he is going to turn his hips completely toward the sideline, open them up so he has better chance of avoiding this tackle attempt. So he's going to be able to slip it and then lower his shoulder, get the first down. Neat little run by Robinson here. The agility, bounce, the flexibility to open his hips, and the power. Now I've mentioned how for a running back of his size, Robinson has good agility and he's got good downhill burst, but one of his limitations is his horizontal burst, his explosiveness out of his cuts when he's going east-west. He doesn't really have that. He's not really elusive one-on-one, so getting him to work in space isn't really his forte. It's not what you really want to do, and you can see here, one-on-one versus defender, he's not going to really be able to do anything, even out in the flat. So he's not that type of runner. He's more of a runner where you really want to get north-south, get him behind his tackles, set up blocks, because in space he's not that effective. This is one of my favorite runs from Robinson that I've seen. So he's going to show, again, really good footwork, really good agility behind the line of scrimmage as a runner. And he's an upright runner, but on this play, he does a good job of getting low. So look at him bend. So he's going to get low with good leverage. There's a lot of garbage in front of him, a lot of traffic, but he is going to stay patient, and he's going to stay low, and then he's going to find the crease right there. So with his footwork, he's able to just bounce to this lane right here, find that crease. He's going to get skinny. He's going to get to the second level, and then this defender, another wrap attempt to the midsection that Robinson just has too much strength for. He's going to shed that tackle, and he's going to get into the end zone for the touchdown. The last thing I want to talk about with Robinson is when he's in the second and third levels of the defense, the way he uses his agility is he uses curvilinear movements. He's not going to break a defender down and use sharp cuts and acceleration out of his cuts to make defenders miss with elusiveness. But what he's going to do is use curvilinear movements to kind of maintain his speed in and out of his cuts. And you'll see that here. They're very rounded cuts, but in doing so, he's able to keep his momentum going instead of stopping and starting, because that's not his forte. He doesn't have that type of elusiveness and quickness, but he does have this type of movement to be able to make defenders miss in the second and third levels of the defense. So a good way of using the agility that he does have in the second and third levels. Brian Robinson Jr. projects as a good starting running back who can run primarily gap schemes with some inside split zone mixed in. He is a powerful one-cut downhill runner. His size, strength, and power are all very good, but he is also surprisingly agile. He makes quick jump cuts near the line of scrimmage that make him very effective as a slasher. Once he gets his downhill momentum going, his contact balance, power, and strength make him the type of runner that requires multiple defenders to bring down. He also provides value on passing downs, as he is already good in pass protection and a reliable receiver out of the backfield with room to grow still. Robinson's limitations come from his lack of high-end athleticism and explosiveness. He has enough elusiveness to his game, but not to the point where he's effective in space or one-on-one against a defender. He also gets brought down by contact to his lower body a good amount. Overall, Robinson is a good running back prospect who should be taken somewhere on day 2 of the draft.